Given grace according to the measure of the gift of Christ.
You see, now he introduces to us as something. He tells us that there's one body, and for that one body there's one spirit. Then he tells us that then the reason for the body and the spirit is because of one hope. And he says that hope is the reason you have been called. Then he says you are there meeting one Lord and you have one faith, and they are all put in one thing. Then he says upon over everyone of us there's one God and there's one Father of us all who's above all. Then he tells us something, that he is through us all and he's in us all. The plan has always been there, that your standard is not what you are working in now. That's the truth. Whether men will accept it now or they will accept it 50 billion years from now, truth is truth. Your standard is not what you are manifesting right now. It's not the truth. You cannot tell me this is your standard. No way. I was telling one lady, I think a few days ago, that why do we think it's so normal that we walk to a tree and perhaps it is maybe, let's say, an orange tree, and you walk to it and you see some of the fruits very ripe and the others aren't, or the others are ripe and they are corrupting, or they are dying off or something. Like, how do you see it normal? How do you see it to be the plan of God from day one? You should be able to reckon with God that that's not his plan. He never created anything that in itself should have distraction. Hey. No, listen to me. If you think, that God created things like that in itself there should be some level of distraction in itself, when nothing has touched it, it could just be hanging there and just get corrupted by its own self, then there should be the same thing in God. There should be the same thing inside God. Self-destruct button should put somewhere. Look at the number of times we have tried destroying this earth by man's unconscious processes, but the earth is still living. It's having issues because corruption is found in it. But the plan of God was never for there to be any destruction of any place. Why would he make a world and subject it to destruction? People have a very weird way of understanding life. But you know what life is? English teaches us about life. That you live, I don't know how much explain it. You live. How do you live and then you're only scared about something called the end of life? We just don't understand one thing, and you simply, we are the correction of mankind. You and I, we are the correction of Adam. Can you tell yourself that? I came to correct Adam. Can you understand that? Let me show you something. We've read it. I think in our crowd before I left to come and say, let's look at it again. 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 23.
1 Peter 1:23. Being born again, not of corruptible seed, but of incorruptible, by the word of God, which liveth and abideth forever.
See, it tells me that I am being born again, not of corruptible seed, but of incorruptible. We can put a word like perishable in here. Being born again, not of a perishable seed. Do you understand? Being born again, not of a dying seed. I want you to understand that the ability for a fruit to decay is something that was already in the seed. The seed carries the information of the whole thing. Whatsoever that the plant can do, the information is in the seed. And it tells me that I'm born again, not of one of these things that can decay, that can be perishable, that can die. This is, I am born of an incorruptible one, an unperishable one, an undying one. That's what I'm born of. Then it tells me it is because of the word of God. Then Jesus, before he left, said something to us about the word of God. He says all these things can come. All these things you see in this world, they can all come and go, but the word of God will never pass away or pass by. It will pass off. It's always going to remain. So it means the seed called the word, where it is like that. The seed called word, the word of God, is not one that can pass. It stays until it comes to pass. And it tells me that is the seed I was born of. This is the seed. He says the word of God lives and abides forever. This is where. Then he says, for all flesh is as grass, and all the glory of man is as the flower of grass. The grass withereth, and the flower thereof falleth away. How would you want these things to be your description? I don't know if people are hearing this. He says, for all flesh is as grass. There's this adage in tree that they say when big animals meet in a fight, it's the grass that suffers. You see? Who are you, child of God?